Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Just a brief reintroduction. My name's Gunbot or Alex. I'm playing with two of my very good real life friends. This is the fourth time I have started this recording because those real life friends of mine keep sending me annoying messages, so I've muted all of that now. So I'm going to be commentating over the footage. I think it's interesting to see kind of how tanks play, really. We're only Grandmaster. We've been as high as Epic and Legendary, but let's see what we got. So I'm playing Hannibal, Gat. My good friend Stuart's playing Gord. My other good friend Gwyn is playing Saber. He often plays Nana or Angela as well. Let's see what we got. Layla's pretty average. It's a weak marksman. Nana, good support. They've got Natalia, can be devastating. She's a bit of a niche pick. Freya's a bit of a brawler. I don't really like Granger. New hero. Alucard, again mid tier. Odette, really a one-trick pony. The whole flicker ulti. So we're going to be mostly in my point of view, unless I'm backing and some other stuff needs to be kind of looked at. I'll try and keep you on action. So Gord and I generally work together as a pair. I initiate, and Gord's got a good stun AoE damage, and his ulti's amazing. And because I initiate, he generally doesn't get CC'd. Again, we're only Grandmaster 2, I think, at the moment. So, you know, we're not playing the top guys. I acknowledge that. But this is where most of our players, you know, people who play this game, this is where most of us sit. We're not Mythic Legends. You know, I'm certainly not offering you build advice. I'm definitely not offering you tactical advice. I'm just showing you what it's like to play a tank. So, Alucard and Freya, a bit brutal. We know they're in the bushes, but we're just taking the lane anyway. We knew that was coming. Good double stun from Gord there. If you watch him in the games, you'll notice he gets a lot of crazy good stuns. We were mostly worried about Natalia in this instance, because Natalia can really shut down a Gord. I'm taking this jungle by myself. That's not a very smart decision. I should be up here, or he should be down there, but we didn't want to give up tower, so I'm just basically farming that jungle piece by myself. You'll notice one of the things I'm not very good at is getting lane XP, or in fact generally much XP. I much prefer them, and much better at team fights than pushing and stuff. I've been watching a really interesting YouTuber called Paolo Expert, I believe is how you say it, and he is excellent. He's like a mythical legend 500. He's really good, and he's been offering like lots of advice on his channel, which I definitely recommend you look into. Not sure why I'm standing still here. I've got no mana either. I'm just kind of standing there. I guess I was typing something to someone. Right, moving on. Again, we expected that ambush. We're not idiots. We know it's coming. I've got very little mana though, so there's not really much I can do ability-wise. If you're interested, I take the boots, which give you assists, money on assists. And 300 HP, because I get generally about 10 assists per game, and you know, 800 gold's nothing to laugh at, especially as I find it so hard to jungle or lane very well. I'm often a team initiator, so I'm often kind of roaming or invading lanes. You can see Saber. Saber's down here. This is my friend Gwyn. Saber's just farming. You know, just trying to gear up. Is exactly the right thing to do. You'll notice I'm pretty much, yep, I'm the only person who's not level 4 at the moment. This is what I mean. We get a good gank on Freya there, because I knew she was in the bush, so I ducked in, and Gord did basically all the damage. Good taunt there. Something to note about Gat's taunt is when I roll up next to you with the charge, which has a taunt component, you have to target me with your next attack. So generally, if someone's pushing melee attack, they are going to stop running and hit me. So that's a little trick we use to catch out all our guys and see what we can do. Ooh, they got a double down bot. I think this was the first or second game we played after a very long time, and we were a little rusty. We'd been away for 4 months. I lost my original account, sadly, so we had to restart. That's why we're only Grandmaster 2. Getting them in a nice little ulti, getting some space for Gord to just smash them. I don't mind not getting the kills. I'm quite happy to get assists because of my boots. But this is generally how I play. I like to dive in. I like to initiate with my ulti, pop my charge for the taunt, and obviously any CC gives, because of my emblems, heals me up a bit. The taunt charge gives me a shield, so I got a bit of survivability, and then I generally pull out. And then hopefully by that time my team's murdered them. Natalia going top there. Going for old Gordy. Here we come. There's the damage. Very well done. Popped my sprint there annoyingly. One of the things Paolo Expert really recommends, I've said this in every video I've recorded, but like farm crabs. Like one of the things he noticed with low ranking players is we're not farming the jungle. And I've watched several of his videos, and his team basically, they wouldn't do what I'm doing right now. They would just literally run to another jungle mob and be farming that, like the green on top lane. They would be farming that. Again, we knew all these ambushes would come in. We knew Freya had engaged. We knew Alucard had engaged. I'm trying to pull them both back in there so we can get them. That's a good stun from Gord for me. From my ulti even. Got the taunt to stop him running. And then he just... and I didn't, if you look, I didn't have my number 1 ability up at the time. Otherwise I would have got him. However, you notice Gord threw the stun over my shoulder and got him. So that was very impressive. We're nicely ahead in top lane, so we're just going to both back. Let's see what Gwyn's up to. Gwyn's leading down mid. Let's see who this Nana's doing. Yeah, she's doing alright. Back down to Gwyn. Sorry, I missed that. It's hard to remember. This was one of the first ones. We played about 5 last night, and this was one of the first ones. So, oh, big team fight mid. Yeah, I wouldn't have initiated there because they had the tower and they weren't far enough away from it. Like I say, one of the things I like to do is invade lanes. So seeing that Gwyn had an option, gank bottom, I thought I'd check it out. Gord's calling for help top. I do have sprint, but I like to keep that for when they try and run away from me. You'll notice I run stupid when I'm aiming my ulti. Sadly missed them both, and I didn't go through the wall because I messed that up, and I pretty much messed that up. That was a terrible play from me, but well done Gord, he really kind of saved the day there. Now let's just take a quick look at Saber. He should be going in on this mid. Could be a gank on here.
Our turret has been destroyed.
Oh no, no. Yes, well done. Well done, Gwyn. Dead, though. Oh! Oh, unlucky. So, Stuart and I are still pushing top. Again, you'll notice from my team... Oh, no, I'm not the lowest. I'm normally the lowest level on the team. We've really got to get better at jungling. Seeing Gwyn taken out, we've run back to mid to try and keep it. Unlucky. If he'd thrown that half a second later, he would have got him with that. But he picks up the kill with the ulti. People will argue that, you know, should you have wasted an ulti on that? Well, he's dead. His ulti's on cooldown. It'll be back in time for the next team fight. So, is it a waste? No, I don't think so. We've noticed top is a problem. I was hunting Natalia here. That's why I'm running around like a loon. I wanted to provide Layla a bit of cover to help her farm. Got Saber in the area. I saw Natalia pop the exclamation point over his head, so I'm trying to find her. I think we both are. I'm like, oh, she's near me. She's near me. Not running. She's not realising she's run away. What's he up to? Just farming that point. I think there's quite a nice play later on where I get Odette, get her with the taunt, stops her dead. A great move for Saber. Again, I didn't steal the kill because I'm not supposed to be getting the kills. I'm supposed to be getting the assists. Good play from Gord there. Got a nice legendary. Oh, coming in from behind on us. What are we going to do? I've got the taunt ready. I'm going in. Trying to give Saber enough chance to get him. Well done, Saber. And out. Perfect. So we're playing like off-meta builds, and we know that. Oh, coming in from behind. And Natalia. I knew Natalia was there, or at least going to go for our undefended kind of backline. So that's why I put the jump in. I didn't expect her to be killed that fast. I expected the jump to be useful. I think this is the point. I charge in, she ulties, she flickers to me, but actually it puts her right where Gord's bouncy ball went. I think, honestly, we're probably facing a team which is made up of Masters at the moment rather than Grandmasters, because if you look at the score, 21-4, we're absolutely battering them. Great ulti there from Gord. Cunning little double steal from Gwyn. Here me am. Again, 2 or 3 levels behind. I'm like, oh, Natalia. Me find Natalia. But I'm not very good at finding Natalia. So, knowing Gord is well out of position. Almost. I did come in to try and... I was way too late to save him. One of the criticisms I receive from the 2 guys I play with is that I stay alive too much. Now, I fully acknowledge... almost. I was trying to take the tower shot so Murdoch could go in for the gank. I appreciate that the tank is the guy who should die. But if I don't feed, then that's probably a better plan. Do you not think? Getting the ulti, pulls them in both. Nice knock up. And I've got the sprint. This is why I prefer sprint to flicker. And I had no abilities left. Everything was on cooldown, so I kind of stopped under their tower and couldn't get the kill. We're kind of being chased here. I went on to try and lure them in. I know that her ulti's already out. Gwyn absolutely batters her. I knew Gord was coming in, so we got a nice little double there. 3 on 2, yes, but, you know, the team fight and the team won. I'm going back to base, so we'll just swap to Gord. I know he'll be watching these videos thinking, don't show us you going back to base. That's a little bit what he sounds like. So I'm running down mid. Gwyn and Stu are just kind of cleaning up here. They should be taking this buff. Oh, wow. Saber, jeez. I looked away for 1 second. So, I am now in. That was not very good. Ulti with the flicker. Like I say, she's a bit of a one-trick pony. Missed her with my ulti, caught her, brought them all in. I mean, they've got no chance at this time. It's 36. We're absolutely annihilating them. I ran out because I was taking damage. If you don't know, when you're under the tower and you do damage on an enemy hero also under the same tower, and it's an enemy tower, then it will swap to target you straight away. I knew that we were going to win, and I wanted to finish with 0 deaths, to be honest, so I ran away. So there we go. Reasonably good. Unlucky to our opponents. Stuart and I, Face and I did really quite well in the top lane. Well, I say really quite well. I mean, all the Grandmaster players. I appreciate. I've confused the terms there. All of the the top tier players would look at our play and say that, you know, it was childish and backwards, but we, by our own standards, did quite well against Freya and Alucard. We really stopped them farming a lane. I mean, Freya basically got nothing. Alucard got nothing. We farmed them a couple of times, good coordinated kills, and as a consequence, they really had nothing to offer in the late game. That's why they got 3'd. Again, maybe because they're a classification below us. I'm certainly not saying we're the best players in the world, but hopefully it's kind of been interesting to watch. Going to commentate on a couple more, upload them up to YouTube, see if anyone other than me and my friends are interested in watching tank plays. Anyway, thank you very much.